Today we will discuss Cedar Gardens. Rapper Young LB gets locked up for murder, then gets out the next day. Young LB is a rapper from Cedar Gardens, Southeast, who is beefing with hoods like Choppa City and W Street. Young LB is from the same hood as rapper SlimeGetEm also, and these two are also beefing for some reason. Young LB would lose his mother and SlimeGetEm would diss his mother. Allegedly, Young LB would diss SlimeGetEm brother Money Reek before this too. The streets would react to the beef between two childhood friends.
SlimeGetEm going up and he used to get him in the hood. Getting snatched and on ice cream truck. Yeah, SlimeGetEm can't do this. He can't come up Cedar. He can't come nowhere. He don't got no hood. Thank you. Thank you. SlimeGetEm going up and he used to get I'm in my hood. SlimeGetEm don't got no hood. Matter of fact, the hood slime, whatever to get him, bitch. You should grow up, man. I'm about to walk right there, y'all. On feet. Yeah, you know what I'm walking with. I'm in my hood. Watch how I walk right there. I'm about to show y'all how this nigga can't come outside. I thought I was bluffing, nigga. I'm walking shit. Louis V's on the shit. You know how I get. I'm up pissed right. Slime, why the fuck you can't come back to your hood and I could? This shit. Remember we used to jump these little ass fences? You don't remember that shit. Bitch ass nigga. Hey, look. How you gonna say fuck Morris Road? You from right here. You can't even come right here, bruh. I'm on Morris right now. You can't come with nowhere near Morris, bruh. Slime bitch and y'all keep believing this nigga. This niggas ain't nothing, huh? Why y'all keep believing this nigga? He nothing. Save a circle in the south. I'm back. Let y'all know. That's the reason SlimeGetEm, bitch him. Keep saying fuck Cedar, Morris, Pitts and all that. Cause he really from Pitts and Morris or whatever. He really grew up on Pitts. And he can't come back. He a bitch. And we used to slap the shit out of him. Now we all know. That's the end of my tour today. Back to outside I go.
Young LB would recently be picked up for the homicide of a guy named Ricky Canty that happened back in Friday, April 26th, 2024. On Thursday, April 25th, 2024, at approximately 12:30 a.m., Mr. Ricky Canty was shot and killed in the 4500 block of Sheriff Road, Northeast. The Metropolitan Police Department seeks the public's assistance in gathering information regarding this homicide. An 18-year-old who is young LB man would be bagged for this homicide. 18-year-old arrested for murder committed as a minor. 18-year-old Jalen Suggs was 17 at the time of the murder, but he has been charged as an adult. An 18-year-old has been arrested for a murder he committed when he was a minor. On April 25th, DC officers found 38-year-old Ricky Canty with multiple gunshot wounds at 12:30 a.m. on the 4500 block of Sheriff Road Northeast. Canty was later pronounced dead at a nearby hospital. Now, 4 months later, the Capital Area Regional Fugitive Task Force has arrested Jalen Suggs for killing Canty. Suggs was 17 years old at the time of the murder, but he has been charged as an adult for first-degree felony murder while armed. Police have not said whether the two men knew each other. First-degree felony murder means that it was committed intentionally to kill. SlimeGetEm would react to young LB and his man getting bagged for murder and young LB getting out the next day.
SlimeGetEm says young LB went to jail for a band if it was for something serious. He came home too fast.
He just got locked up and came right home, Baba. Why we talking about he been in jail? He just got locked up and came home in a day. What you think he did to come home that quick? And if he did anything serious, if he came home that quick, what that tell you, bro? Come on, bro. Don't come on here trying to make it seem like we dog because they got locked up for a day. That don't count. He spent the night in jail, came home. That don't count. He wasn't locked up for real. He went down Central Cell and the holding cell, went to go sit in front of a judge and got sent home. That's not no, he wasn't locked up. You ain't touched the jail, you ain't getting in no orange jumpsuit and no wool cover and no mattress. Or you ain't gonna transit and go out the stairs or no whole other facility, you didn't get locked up. Bro, y'all be thinking niggas got locked up. They ain't locked up. Them niggas spent the night in jail. Well, I hear.
SlimeGetEm is so cap. Anyways, LB got locked up because he was accused with first-degree murder. And that's the worst charge you can get. From doing my research, LB spent more than a day in jail, and he did not rob.
Now we will get into the paperwork of young LB and his men spinning Deanwood and killing a Vic, then being caught. On Thursday, April 25, 2024, at approximately 3030 hours, shots spolter alerted to the sound of gunshots in the 4500 to 4600 blocks of Sheriff Road Northeast, followed by 911 calls for the report of a shooting. Members of the Metropolitan Police Department's 6th District located an adult male victim alongside 4505 Sheriff Road Northeast. The victim was conscious and breathing, suffering from apparent gunshot wounds. The victim was transported to MedStar Washington Hospital Center, where, despite all life-saving efforts, the victim was pronounced dead at 01:21 hours by Dr. Anthony Shillett. The decedent's remains were transported to the office of the Chief Medical Examiner, where an autopsy was performed. On Thursday, April 25, 2024, Dr. Sasha Breland performed the autopsy. The autopsy revealed that the decedent sustained a single gunshot wound to the left thigh, which entered the back of the left thigh, hitting his femur bone, arteries, and veins. There were fragments recovered from the muscle and exit wound on the medial left thigh. Dr. Breland determined that the cause of death was a gunshot wound to the thigh. The manner of death was ruled a homicide. The crime scene was located along the sides and rear of 4505 Sheriff Road Northeast. The decedent was found near a black Dodge Charger bearing North Carolina tags KFV 5634, later identified as the decedent's rental vehicle. On the ground at the driver's side front door was a pair of shoes, a key fob, medical equipment, and blood. Additionally, a black four-door 2010 Mercedes-Benz F350, the suspect vehicle, was found partially down an embankment, resting on the rear of the New Birth Prayer Baptist Church, located at 4589 Sheriff Road, Northeast. Along the left and right sides of the Deanwood Deli, as well as the alley in the rear of the deli. The Department of Forensic Sciences collected the following items: 9mm cartridge casings, cash imprinted with a head stamp of FC 9mm Luger, suspected to have been fired from witness 1's weapon. B. 7-556 cartridge casings, each imprinted with a head stamp of IC-22. C. 3. 10mm cartridge casings, Cooch imprinted with a head stamp of S and B. Auto 10mm Autocon 24-06 1-598D. 3. 9mm cartridge casings, 2, imprinted with a head stamp of Bezaire 9mm, and 1, of ZSK 9mm Luger O. Also recovered from a witness, Hersenaliker referred to as Witness 1, was a black Glock 43 9mm Furcan, with a light attachment, an empty 10-round magazine, and a holster. Decedent's Vehicle 5. One witness stated ill-observed the decedent shooting back at the suspects. When officers finally arrived on the scene, the decedent was found near the driver's door of his vehicle. On May 13, 2024, the decedent's vehicle was searched pursuant to a warrant. Registration belonging to the decedent was found inside the vehicle along with various other personal items. No weapons or any other ballistic evidence was found inside the vehicle or in the area where the decedent was treated by medical personnel on scene. NIBIN Lead 6. Cartridge casings linked to this investigation were input into the National Integrated Ballistic Information Network, NIBIN, to generate leads in the investigation. Your affiant was notified by NIBIN of a possible link between the 556 cartridge casings with head stamp IC-22 found at the homicide and an assault with a dangerous weapon offense, CCN 2406-1046, which occurred on April 24, 2024, in the 300 block of Rhode Island Avenue Northwest. The police report for the AIW indicated that the victim was at a gas station, standing near the pumps, putting gas into a vehicle, when a silver-colored sedan pulled up. The victim stated that 3 suspects exited the silver-colored sedan, with at least 2 of the suspects holding long guns. The victim advised that 11 removed the gas nozzle from Ill's vehicle and began spraying gas onto the suspects. One of the suspects discharged his rifle in the victim's direction. The suspects jumped buck into their vehicle and bed the location. No arrests have been made in this case, and no suspects were able to be developed. 7. The NIBIN report indicated that the rifle cartridge casing recovered from the ADW scene was linked to the rifle cartridge casings found at the homicide. The NIBIN report also stated that the head stamp for the real casings at both scenes was the same, LC-22. Surveillance footage camera labeled Backyard Alley 8. This camera angle shows a portion of the alley behind the Deanwood Deli, where the murder occurred. On April 25, 2024 at 00:28:51 hours, the suspect vehicle pulled into the alley behind the offense location and stopped just past where the Deanwood Deli's parking lot intersects with the alley behind the store, seen in the top right of the images below. 4 suspects exited the vehicle wearing gloves and masks, with at least 3 of the suspects having their hoods pulled up over their heads. Al 00:29:48 hours, all 4 suspects began walking towards Deanwood Deli's parking lot, top right of the image below, which leads to where the murder occurred. At 00:30:09 hours, all 4 suspects began running in different directions away from Deanwood Deli. One suspect ran through the alley, past the suspect vehicle, towards the 900 block of 46th Street, northeast, and went out of sight of the surveillance camera. As this suspect was running, the suspect discharged a handgun multiple times in the direction of the Deanwood Deli parking lot. 2 other suspects ran through the rear alley in the opposite direction, towards the 900 block of 45th Place northeast, into a fenced-in rear yard. Moments later, they ran out from the yard through the alley and met up with another suspect standing at the alley. All 3 suspects then ran through the alley onto the 900 block of 45th Place northeast, before going out of sight of the surveillance camera. 11 moments later, one of these suspects runs back through the alley from the 900 block of 45 Place northeast towards the suspect vehicle. This suspect appears to be holding an assault rifle in his right hand. The suspect ran slightly past the suspect vehicle and then retombed. As the suspect is returning, the suspect fires multiple times in the direction of the Deanwood Deli. The suspect then opens the driver's door of the suspect vehicle and drives away at a high rate of speed through the alley headed towards the 900 block of 46th Street northeast. Alley Cam S12. This camera angle shows where the alley behind Deanwood Deli intersects with the 200 block of 46th Street northeast. As described above, at approximately 00:30:16 hours, one suspect was observed running through the alley from behind the offense location. This suspect then turned right onto the 900 block of 46th Street northeast. 13. At 00:30:43 hours, the suspect vehicle is seen traveling at a high rate of speed through the alley. It then turns right onto the 900 block of 46th Street, northcast, and goes out of sight of the surveillance camera. 14. At approximately 00:31:10 hours, the suspect vehicle is seen again, this time moving slowly in reverse. The suspect vehicle crashes down an embankment onto the rear of 4509 Sheriff Road Northeast. Additional footage showing the intersection of the alley and the 900 block of 46th Street Northeast was also recovered. At 00:30:20 hours, this footage also shows the first suspect coming out of the alley, looming right, and then going south in the 900 block of 46th Street Northeast until going out of sight of the surveillance camera. At 00:30:45, the suspect vehicle comes out of the alley, traveling at a high rate of speed, and stops in front of 922 46th Street Northeast. The driver's side door opens and the suspect appears to be moving around in the front driver's seat. The suspect then gets out of the vehicle and runs up the 900 block of 46th Street Northeast in the same direction as the prior suspect, and then out of sight of the surveillance camera. The suspect vehicle then begins reversing down the street and goes out of sight of the camera. Footage from the rear of the 900 block of 45th Place Northeast 17. The other suspects who ran the opposite direction, towards the 200 block of 45th Street Northeast, were also seen on additional surveillance video showing portions of the alley behind the Deanwood Deli. This clip lasted approximately 8 seconds in its entirety. It starts with a suspect standing in the alley on the upper right portion of the screen, which is towards 45th Street Northeast. Seconds later, 2 suspects run up the alley toward this suspect. All 3 suspects meet up and run through the alley toward the 900 block of 45th Street Northeast, out of sight of the surveillance camera. This clip is not long enough to show the suspect, who then returns to the suspect vehicle and drives away. Footage from the 800 block of 46th Street Northeast 18. Surveillance footage from the 800 block of 46th Street northeast, was also recovered. This footage shows the next block south of the 900 block of 46th Street Northeast, which is the direction that the first suspect, as well as the other suspect who gets out of the suspect vehicle, are both seen fleeing. At 00:30 hours, the first suspect was observed running down the street in front of 835 46th Street Northeast, then went out of sight of the surveillance camera. 19. At 00:30 hours, the second suspect, who had been driving the suspect vehicle, was observed running and stopping in front of 835 46th Street Northeast. This suspect stopped and turned around, and began looking back up the sidewalk, north towards the direction of 46th and J Street Northeast. Approximately 00:30 hours, the two additional suspects, who initially fed towards the 900 block of 45 Street Northeast, were observed running and meeting up with the suspect who had stopped. All three suspects then ran down the street past 835 46th Street Northeast and went off of Sigi of the surveillance cameras. 20. Portions of the 800 block of 46th Street Northeast are visible beyond 835 46th Street Northeast, but based on surveillance video, the suspects are not seen running past these locations. A vacant grassy lot next to 835 46th Street Northeast leads to an alley behind the 6000 block of J Street Northeast. Since the suspects are not seen continuing in the 800 block of 46th Street Northeast, it is believed that they instead cut through the vacant grassy lot and continued along the alley behind the 1600 block of J Street Northeast, out of camera view. Fast food receipts from the suspect vehicle 38. Inside the suspect vehicle were 2 receipts from local fast food restaurants from after the suspect vehicle was stolen. The first receipt was for an April 2nd, 2024 purchase at a McDonald's located on New York Avenue Northeast. From the receipt, it appears that the purchase was made through the McDonald's app. A first name is listed on the receipt that is not consistent with Jalen Suggs' first name. Surveillance footage from this date had already been overwritten. Surveillance footage Chick-fil-A, located at 1401 Maryland Avenue, Northeast 40. On March 27, 2024, at 18:41:42 hours, a vehicle consistent with the suspect vehicle drives through the Chick-fil-A parking lot, through the Maryland Avenue entrance. The suspect vehicle returns and pulls alongside the customer parking area. The rear of the suspect vehicle could not be read clearly, but it appeared to be a temporary tag from an unknown state. Pole 1 and Pole 2 exiled the right passenger side of the suspect vehicle and walked to where customers placed their orders. POI 1 is a black male wearing all dark clothing, including a black mask. Pole 2 is a shorter black male wearing a black coat with light-colored pants, black shoes, and a black mask. At 18:42:39, Pole 1 and Pole 2 appeared in the Arca, where customers walked up to the window to order their food. At approximately 18:43:52, POI 1 walked up to the window and handed the cashier US currency to pay for his food. At approximately 18:45:52, POI 2 walked up to the window and paid for his order electronically using his cell phone. At 18:48:40 hours, both suspects walked back to the suspect vehicle and got in. The suspect vehicle pulled off and traveled on Maryland Avenue Northeast, towards Benning Road. On May 7, 2024, the owner of the black 2010 Mercedes whose temporary Virginia tag was stolen, advised that detectives from the Prince George's County Police Department towed IT's vehicle in reference to a burglary offense. Search of cell phones in the suspect vehicle 46. On June 3, 2024, pursuant to 2024 CSW SLD 002164, an extraction for the blue iPhone found in the suspect vehicle showed that it had been remotely wiped on April 25, 2024, at 7:55 and 9 seconds a.m., the same day as the murder, approximately 8 hours later. 47. On May 24, 2024, pursuant to 2024 CSW SLD 002164, your affluent used Jalen Suggs' birthday as the passcode to open the black iPhone with the cracked phony and rear scrones displaying 202271455 as the contact number. Your alliant did not know in advance that Jalen Suggs' 6-digit birthday would be the passcode. your affiant began analyzing the contents in the black iPhone to obtain evidence linking Jalen Suggs and IT's associates with the offenses mentioned throughout this affidavit. Jalen Suggs' connection to the theft of the suspect vehicle 48. Your affiant located text messages in Jalen Suggs' phone between IT and another individual from March 19, 2024, at approximately 000016 hours. The same day and time the burglary and theft of the suspect vehicle occurred. The communication between Jalen Suggs and this individual appears to have taken place while Jalen Suggs was burglarizing the Capital Benz Auto Service Center located at 1801 Adams Street, Northeast. Jalen Suggs texted this individual a photograph of a wooden board with multiple Mercedes keys affixed to it, as well as a photograph from the internet of the burglary location with the address. The owner of the Capital Benz Auto Service Center was shown the photograph of the keys affixed to a board on the wall and verified that the photograph was taken inside IT's establishment. The owner viewed the photograph and was able to identify the photograph as the place where keys are placed to vehicles being serviced. In a video clip from April 6, 2024, at 1846 hours, Jalen Suggs records a video of himself sitting in a vehicle. Jalen Suggs then pans the camera to reveal a black assault rifle sitting on IT's lap. The assault rifle in this video is consistent with the assault rifle seen in the surveillance video of the driver of the suspect vehicle the night of the murder. In another video clip dated April 9, 2024, at 19:08 hours, when Jalen Suggs walks away from the camera, a black assault rifle consistent with the assault rifle from surveillance video of the murder can be seen lying on lap of a freezer directly behind him. In a video clip from April 12, 2024, at 17:51 hours, Jalen Suggs is holding an assault rifle, and an unidentified individual next to him is holding a black semi-auto handgun with a laser attachment. The assault rifle was consistent with the assault rifle the driver of the suspect vehicle used during the homicide. On Thursday, June 20th, 2024, your affiant learned that Bradshaw is a local 9th rapper whose stage name is known to law enforcement. Your affiant began watching a music video called that featured Bradshaw. One video that was on Bradshaw's Instagram and YouTube accounts was approximately 2 minutes and 6 seconds in its entirety. 8 seconds into the video, Bradshaw was observed holding a phone in his right hand that looked consistent with the blue iPhone found in the suspect vehicle. Your Alliant located text messages on Suggs's phone dated April 23, 2024, at 10:03 hours. Suggs texted a phone number known to law enforcement regarding LB and his Benz chain. Your affiant searched Bradshaw's open-source Instagram account and found a photograph of Bradshaw wearing a chain with a Mercedes medallion on it. This photograph was uploaded approximately 1 month before the homicide occurred. 68. On Friday, June 21, 2024, after speaking with Witness 7, your affiant attempted to view Bradshaw's YouTube and Instagram accounts. Your affiant immediately discovered that Bradshaw's Instagram account had been removed or shut down. Your affiant then viewed Bradshaw's YouTube videos and discovered that all rap videos that he was featured in had also been removed. Overall, the evidence shows that on the night of the murder, Suggs, Bradshaw, and other individuals intended to commit a robbery at the D-Wood Deli the night of the homicide, and that the decedent was shot and killed during the ensuing gunfight between the suspects and Witness I. There is probable cause to believe that Suggs and Bradshaw were two of the suspects, since their phones were found in the suspect vehicle after they fled. Suggs' black iPhone was placed into lost mode remotely approximately 30 minutes after the homicide, while Bradshaw's blue iPhone was placed into lost mode approximately 3 hours after the homicide and remotely wiped. Suggs also has multiple different connections to the suspect vehicle, including stealing the suspect vehicle and using the suspect vehicle to commit other crimes. The driver of the suspect vehicle also appeared to be armed with an assault rifle. And in the weeks leading up to the murder, there are multiple pictures and videos of Suggs with an assault rifle consistent with the weapon seen in the surveillance video. The rifle cartridge casings found at the scene are also linked to an ADW that Suggs is connected to the prior day. After all of this, young LB would be released the next day, and nobody knows how. Do you think that nigga talking to the law? Or is he Omerta? That's the end of this video. Like, comment, subscribe.